I'm going to be talking about a few different topics for our project GROW. The first I'm going to cover is insights from early evangelists and experts. As a group, we talked to a few different people, and we were able to discuss some pros and some cons of the venture and some concerns that they had also with the project that we were doing. And one person that I highlighted is Camilla. This is an interview that I did, and she currently has her children enrolled in a Montessori school in Atlanta. And so she had some good feedback for what Montessori schools are typically looking for. She felt that it would be a great idea. She would absolutely support it. And then she's an early evangelist because she would be willing to promote the idea and talk to other moms and get them involved as well. She was really excited about the venture in general. We have a few examples of early evangelists, including Whole Foods, Home Depot and Lowe's, government grants, current Montessori schools, parents, families that would be enrolled, etc. And a expert that we consulted was the owner of a Montessori school in the Atlanta area, and she was able to talk about some of the funding and what she was looking for personally, the use of land, etc., and kind of give some useful feedback about our budget and what we would need to know, and also just the culture of Montessori schools to help us to make wise decisions with where to target our audience and our market. I also covered out-of-the-building testing insights, and we had quite a bit of out-of-the-building testing. The large majority of it was done through these interviews that we had with families and teachers, Montessori schools, individuals, friends. And a primary pivot that was made after we were able to get out of the building and talk with some families and some people was to gear our customer segment towards Montessori schools. Originally, we had begun to plan for public schools and that market and more of a community idea. And as we were able to interview people, we realized that we needed to find a niche, and we needed to tailor our business towards a certain genre, a certain demographic, a certain financial demographic. And the Montessori schools we chose because it would be so much easier to work individually with them since they have private boards instead of having to work with and recreate a public school curriculum. And so that was a huge pivot for us that came as a result of interviews and our out-of-the-building testing. We also used research tools such as Facebook, Google Analytics, demographic searches with census records and polls, etc., to get some percentages of the public's opinion of something like a garden venture, or if it's already been done before. A lot of research in areas like that, and we were able to find out some interesting information that helped us to tailor our geographical area to Atlanta, Georgia. I also covered business environment, advisors, and sales proposal. Kind of broke that down into these three areas in three different columns. For business environment, we have no work. There's no work right now that's being done that's similar within the Montessori network. So we did find that there were other competitors, if you will, that are doing community garden projects, especially with schools, but there's no market for it in the Montessori area, so we would be the first. The competition includes garden nonprofit groups. One, for example, is Project Grow Gardens. There are others that are just working with the community and receiving funding. And so if we were to petition for funding at similar areas, there could be some conflict, and that's where the competition might come in. And then also social trends towards health and nutrition are high. So we looked at stats using things such as Google Analytics to understand what kind of environment we were entering for a nonprofit business and what kind of market potential there was, as well as profit potential. For advisors, we have a pilot partner, Annette, who is the owner of Atlanta Montessori International School. I was able to interview her, and we've been able to consult with her about some of the details. And then Seed Savers, a program designed to donate seeds to nonprofit groups. That's a great advisor because they already work with nonprofits, so they might have seen some of the kinks that come up with community gardens. And then corporations would also be advisors and partners that we could work with for funding. Our sales proposal includes arrange meeting with school board members, apply for funding, grants, donations, fundraising, etc., allocate funds to a pilot garden, and market the venture to other school sponsors and partners. Feedback from advisors. As I said, we had some great feedback from our interviews and from those that we spoke with for funding. A quote from Annette, the director of the Montessori school in Atlanta: "I believe this venture would be a wonderful addition to any Montessori school. I would volunteer to be the first if you're looking for a school to try it out with." And then corporations. After speaking with a few, they are often required to donate a certain portion of their funds to nonprofits and other charitable ventures. And so it was a good match. It's a good match for both parties. That's why, as a partnership and an advisor, they're a great option. And that's the work that I included.